Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Sarah from I Am Simple Natural Life. Thank you for being here. The channel is all about helping you find ways to live a life that feels natural and authentic to you. So thank you for being here. And this week we are looking at, but no one else is doing this stuff. And if that's something that's ever crossed your mind and sometimes you felt uncomfortable about wanting to make changes in your life, then this is the video for you. It really sparked in my mind when last week, go and check out the video if you haven't already, I was talking about that we are a no rules household. So have a look at the video, but a little summary, I have 4 children aged 7 to 11 and we don't have any rules in our house. And we parent from a respectful kind of standpoint or conscious parenting. So it's very much about treating the children, they're just human beings, as equal as we are as the parents, and we talk a lot, and we kind of parent through communication rather than through punishments and rules. So go and look at it if you're interested in that kind of thing. But the point was that it can be really difficult to do things that other people aren't doing, and this is it shouldn't be a radical way of parenting, but it is kind of a radical way of parenting. It's certainly slightly unusual because, star charts and kind of encouragement, or you will do this, or, I'm going to punish you. Those kind of things are seen as normal and agreed kind of parenting techniques. And treating your children like that actually kind of should have a say in things and be treated with equal respect is for some people a little odd. And, like we have no bedtimes, no screen time limits and all this kind of stuff. So what do you do when you worry about what other people will think? So first of all, I want to tell you that it is completely normal to worry about what other people think. I worry about what other people think. And I don't know anybody who doesn't, because that is hardwired into us as humans. We as humans we're sociable. We're meant to have other people around us. We want to be accepted by our communities. And if we do things that are different to others, then that is a risk to our safety as part of that community. And so that will bring up uncomfortable feelings in us. But what we need to remember is that a community nowadays isn't protecting us from, a lion that's about to come into our village and eat us. This is now, I don't know, what's the word? It's kind of like a virtual community. And you've got your friends and your family, but you've also got a much wider network of people around you. So, first of all, yes, you will worry about what other people are going to think. Just accept that. 2, sit with that and just see, how is it making you feel? So let's say, for example, there's some change that you want to make in your life, and you feel inside, you feel super sure that this is what feels right to you, that this is, let's say the parenting, because that fits in nicely with last week. So you feel really sure in your heart that with your child, you want to scrap the rules, you want to scrap the restrictions, you want to scrap the punishments. And then you think, what's my mum going to say? And God, my best friend, like she's, the biggest person out there for that naughty step. What's she going to say? And all of that kind of stuff is going to go through your mind. And I just want you actually just to sit there and don't challenge it. Just sit there with those feelings and just see how it makes you feel. And that is really useful, just to have some awareness of what is it bringing up for you. And then when you know that, you can look at actually what's the worst thing that could happen? Why is it bothering you? Is it likely that your mum will disown you because you're not punishing your children anymore? She might not like it, but is that going to happen? Or will your friend fall out with you? And if that happened, then what? And that's a really useful thing, is to keep saying, and then what? and then what? Until you work out what is the worst possible thing that could happen, and then sit with that for a while, and then think, does it still feel true to you to do it anyway? You know, and the chances are actually, you know, if you do different style of parenting or a different style of living or changes within your house, that, you know, because it can be really small things like, I don't know, for me, not using shampoo. You know, I didn't know anybody when I stopped using shampoo. I didn't know anyone in real life that did that. And some people thought I was a bit weird. But, you know, even when I started using a moon cup, you know, a menstrual cup years ago, some people thought that was really weird. But to me, it just felt like the right thing to do, and I did it, and I'm still friends with the people that thought I was weird, and, you know, that's kind of okay. I think they're weird too. We're all weird. So it's about just sitting with the feelings and then thinking, what's the worst thing that could happen? So that really helps to put it in perspective, and it also helps you work out what your resolve is, and is this a change that you actually do feel strongly about and do want to change? So that's really useful. And, you know, most of the time you're not going to fall out with people about it. Most people aren't that interested, really. And if it feels true to you, then you've got to go ahead and do it. And then it's also, for me at least, because I find some social interaction difficult, is to have thought really clear in my mind about why I'm making the changes that I am. So that then when I have conversations with people, I can explain it. And I can also explain, you know, it's not, I don't mind how they choose to parent or how they choose to shampoo their hair or whatever it is. But it's just being clear in my mind, I have made this choice because. And I think maybe especially as women, because we are socially sort of conditioned to be more amenable, and we don't want to offend people, and we want to keep other people happy, that sometimes we'll end up doing things in our lives that actually don't feel right to us, just because we're kind of trying to keep other people happy. And that's when you need to call yourself out. So yes, you might be worried about other people calling you out and saying, well, that's what, so you're not going to punish your children, or you're not going to, I don't know, send them to bed at a certain time. Like, how are they going to learn to be good human beings and whatever? And if you have really thought it through in your mind, and you know in your heart that it's how you want to do this, then that makes it so much easier. And then I have some techniques that I use which will help strengthen my confidence around whatever the issue is. So where I am feeling uncomfortable, maybe I feel like I want to make a change, and partly I feel I'm being held back by other people's opinions, but maybe there's something else in me. I find using techniques like Ho'oponopono really helpful to have a look back and see, try and identify what actually is holding me back, and then to try and release those things and kind of just let them go. And you know, our experiences have shaped who we are, and it's kept us safe, and it's got us to where we've got to. But when we want to move on and get to somewhere else, sometimes we have to let some of that stuff go. And that's where Ho'oponopono is really useful. Affirmations as well. You know, it's just words, but it just works at a really deep level, and it is such a good place to start. So thinking of some affirmations that will help to strengthen your resolve, or to give you the confidence that you feel you need to start doing things a little bit differently to other people. I would really recommend starting there, and visualizations. And I do that on 2 levels. So I have the visualizations in terms of when I feel like if I'm going to be meeting with somebody and uncomfortable things might come up about something that I feel passionate about. I don't know, I might be seeing somebody that I know doesn't really agree with me home educating the children. So I might then kind of prepare my mind in advance and visualize how I would like the conversation to go or the general situation to be. And then I do it as well in terms of visualizing how I want things to be. So not in a conflict situation, but in the thing itself. So let's say if I was feeling uneasy about home education, for example, then I might visualize what I imagine a good home education life looking like. So, you know, I could imagine a day of us at home and going out to then a group and meeting lots of other people, and that's another point I'll come back to actually. But anyway, visualizing meeting up with other like-minded people, and then maybe coming home and doing some sort of activity with the kids, and you know, visualizing how it's going to make me feel, what it's going to look like. And that really works well for me in terms of giving me the confidence to make the change that I say that I want to make. And the little point that I just remembered that I need to mention is finding your tribe. And what I mean by this is, obviously, you know, we've got our communities and our families and friends, and, you know, that kind of physical circle of people. And whilst they are close to us and they know our history and all that kind of stuff, very often they might not be on the same wavelength in terms of the sort of changes that you might want to be making in your life that feel good to you. And this is where it's really useful to find other people in real life or online who become kind of your support group, really, for that part of your life. So you're not ditching all your old friends, but you do need people to help you. Even, you know, on the shampoo, I had a friend who just happened to do it at the same time, and so that we actually became better friends because we were both going through this sort of stop using shampoo thing all at the same time. And that friendship has really just developed into, she's one of my biggest support people now, and not just on shampoo. So that if you can find other people doing what you are doing, it makes it much, much easier. And for example, the home education, in my experience, this was something I didn't even know about home education, and I put my daughter into school and I felt really uncomfortable about it. I didn't like the way education was approached in the school, particularly. The school was very good, by the way, excellent school, but I didn't like the formal education system, and I just felt she had to go to school because that's what people did. And then with my next daughter, I found out about home education, and then once I knew about it, I found all these people that was doing this thing that I just didn't even know existed before. And once I'd found that community of people, suddenly the change didn't feel so scary. It didn't feel so scary to be taking her out of school and to be home educating her, because I was surrounded by lots of other people that had done exactly the same thing. And I could see, you know, some people ahead of me on my journey, you know, that were, I made a friend who had been home educated herself, and that was really useful. And I could see, you know, so that is what a home educated adult can look like. And this is a person who's got a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old. And that's what home education can look like there. And it helps you see where your life could be going. And it helps to give you the confidence to make changes that are different to the people immediately surrounding you that you might have, you know, grown up with or known for a long time, but that just might be doing things differently to how you now want to do them. So I hope that helps. As I say, I just want to reiterate, it is really, really normal to feel uncomfortable when, or to feel worried when other people aren't seemingly wanting to do what you want to do. And one final point is that not only will it feel great to you when you do make the changes that feel authentic to you, but you don't know who else is watching and who else you might be inspiring. And I have been completely blown away by the messages of support and kind of solidarity and stuff that I receive from people, just saying, you know, thank you so much for sharing this content or that content. It really resonated with me, and sometimes these are people that I would really never have even thought would be interested in that kind of thing. So you never know who is watching your journey and who is being inspired by it. So remember that for all the tough days and all the times when you think, oh, am I just a bit weird? You're not weird, and there's lots of other people that will be looking to you thinking, oh, I wish I could do what she did. So do what you want to do, believe in yourself, and just go for it. So I will see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, please. And also you can check me out on Instagram and Facebook and all of that kind of stuff. And it's all in like the description thingy below. So I will see you next week, and thanks for joining me. Bye.